This is a video for a Honda Accord 2.4 EX manual, registered MJ06SDO. This is a low mileage car, it's just over 50,000 miles. Finished in silver with these optional larger alloys, a full black leather interior, and the sat nav fitted, which wasn't standard in all the cars. After this will be a road test of the car, but this is a quick walk around of the vehicle just to show you the condition of the car. Lenses on this side, absolutely spot on, no cracks, no condensation, only minor brush marks on the bumper there, really very clean. Minimal stone chips on the bonnet, very fine order. Again, lenses on this side absolutely perfect, no cracks or otherwise in them. Offside front wing, pretty much unmarked there. Alloy wheel on this side and the offside front, really clean, just a titchy bit of curbing right on the outside edge, and the tyres absolutely got tons and tons of tread. Coming up the side of the car here, wing mirror housing and glass all intact there, and the paintwork and panel work is in extraordinarily clean condition. Rear tyre again, absolutely tons of tread, alloy generally good, just caught the curb on the outside edge on one side, you can probably see there. Come down the flank just to show you just how crisp this side is. It's pretty much mirror smooth on there. Coming around the back of the car, again all in very nice order, bumper's very good. There's a little bit of a tiny little bit under there, but you know, very small, just a bit of, you know, where someone might have just caught the outside edge of the bumper, but really is very tidy. Near side of the car, again, just come down. It's pretty much mirror smooth down there, I can't see any indentations at all. Rear wing, absolutely clean as a whistle. Near side rear wheel, very clean, just a titchy bit of curbing on it, and a tyre that's got tons of tread on it, very recent tyre. Then panel work, all superb, wing mirror housing, all very good, no cracks in the repeater on there. Final tyre, like the others, loads of tread. Alloy again, generally very good, just a titchy bit of curbing on the outside. But all in all, for a car that's now 10 years old or so, you're looking at a car in very good condition. Coming into the boot area here, we've got really big boot, very nicely finished, and all in very nice condition in here. So coming underneath those yellow tabs there, just pull those back, and you can drop these seats down in a 60/40 split. And underneath this cover here, we've got the full set of tools, spare wheel and jack there for the car. Coming into the back of the car now, rear door card on the near side, absolutely perfect condition, no marks on there. Back of the front seats, again, really good, no one's kicked or damaged them. All the plastics down there, really fine order. Car comes with a full set of mats, obviously original Honda ones as well. And the door card on that side, absolutely perfect. Leather work in the back, beautiful condition. Right, come to the front of the car now. Driver's door card, again, really nice condition. Obviously electric window switches and wing mirror control there as well. Obviously driver's seat, black leather, all in really nice order, minimal wear on there. Just show you obviously electric seat, that's all working absolutely perfectly as you'd expect. Getting in and out of the car, only area that gets a bit of damage is there, it just rubs the paint off the leather work, but it's very minor. Passenger seat on the front is, you know, in all but new condition, absolutely wonderful. Just above our head, on the EX versions you get the electric sunroof, so just press a button to tilt it, and then back, and then slide it open, but all working absolutely perfectly. Right, inside the car now, obviously the engine is running. Just to quickly show you, got the full owner's manual pack and the original locking wheel nut set with the car, including the locking wheel nut key you can see there. Really lovely condition in here. It's a great dashboard, very high quality indeed. Obviously you've got your big screen sat nav, and that's all fully functional. All the controls are pressed and they've worked absolutely beautifully. And this is the interior colour of choice on the Accords, the black leather and this silver kind of carbon fibre effect, if you like. Gear lever, 6-speed gearbox in these 2.4s. in absolutely perfect condition. Coming across, got the multifunction steering wheel with your audio controls top left, cruise controls top right, HFT and voice activation bottom left, and information display system buttons on the right hand side. And again, they all work absolutely as they should. Coming up to the dashboard, again, all gauges working perfectly, no warning lights on. The only warning light you see there is for low fuel. As you can see there, you've got the mileage at 50,558 miles. Coming back, again, just down to the side, obviously electric window buttons. Press that button there and it folds these wing mirrors in, and they're all in perfect working order. Right, coming under the engine bay now, just to point out, the engines sound a lot noisier on the videos than they do in reality when you're stood here. But a really nicely presented engine bay, and this fabulous 2.4 litre engine, very smooth in operation and unbelievably reliable. We'll see more of that in the following road test video. So quickly popping back inside, we've got the service history book for the car. It's got a lovely service history. My services at 7, 14, 19, 24, 30, 37, 42 and 48,000 miles. So eight recorded services with the car, and we'll be servicing the vehicle before it leaves us. This is the road test part of the video for a Honda Accord 2.4 EX. Car's registered MJ06SDO. Mileage currently showing is 50,524 miles. Purpose of this brief road test is just for those who may be coming a fair distance to us, to give you the reassurance if you're coming that far that the car drives as it should, or if there's any issues I can let you know about them before you come. We're now selling to people really kind of all over the UK and near continent, so what we try and do as a company now is to video, if not as many of the cars as we possibly can, so you know when you come you know what to expect. What I try and do with these videos is do it in some form of order, with regard to, you know, obviously the sort of things you look at when you come to look at the car yourself. So with that in mind, actually before I start, because I'm going to come into a slower section of traffic in a second, what I also try and do very briefly is just listen out for any wind intrusion from the car, which, you know, shows itself at speed, and I'm going at the legal limit now, but the car's utterly silent. It's an incredibly quiet car. There's no windscreen seals or window seals perished. It's very quiet indeed. So as I start to slow down, just thought I'd get that out of the way first. The engine itself, this is the Honda 2.4 VTEC engine. One of my personal favourites. I love this engine. It's a brilliant unit. This example is obviously very low mileage and very well looked after. The engines are utterly brilliant. This is no exception. The engine starts immediately, settles to a very quick and very quiet idle, which is very even indeed. It pulls absolutely beautifully. It's so sweet. They always are, but just in case we need to tell you. But no, it's a wonderful unit. I mean, I'm doing 50 miles an hour in 6th gear, and it's just so tractable. It'll just pull with just touch of the throttle and it just wants to go. Honestly, it's a wonderful engine, and this is a particularly sweet example. Obviously, the engine then drives through the clutch and gearbox of the vehicle. Clutch itself is nice and light, very positive, bites beautifully, and is at exactly the right point in the travel for the biting point. Gearbox, typical Honda gearbox, lovely mechanical feel to it. Feels though it's kind of it feels like it's direct into the gearbox. That's how nice it is. It's got a really nice oiled precision about it. You find every gear beautifully. I'm just changing gear for the fun of it now, and it literally it finds its way home with a little sort of snick action. It's a really top quality gearbox. Famed for their reliability. I've never touched one of the gearboxes on the Honda Accord, so we've sold many of them. So in terms of the powertrain of the car, engine, gearbox and clutch, simply can't fault it. Absolutely superb. To give you an idea, obviously I'm looking at this is probably slightly artificial, I do appreciate that, but I set the trip meter as I left Bristol tonight. It was actually rush hour, so I was caught up with some traffic, but since then it's been fairly light on the motorway, and I've currently got 45.6 to the gallon. Realistically, 35 is very easy, and it's a very efficient engine. On to a couple of other things. Brakes of the car, rock solid, no tremors or rumbles under the brake pedal, even at speed. You hit the brakes now and it nose dips, and there's not a hint of shudder or vibration through the the brake pedal itself. Obviously suggesting that the brakes underneath are in fine order, so there's no warped discs or anything of that type. Steering of the car, which I absolutely adore, because this is pre-electronic power steering, so you've got this lovely oiled, wonderful steering system on the car. I really rate it very, very highly indeed. And it's exhibiting nowhere. There's not a hint of wheel wobble with showing an out of balance tyre or wheel or otherwise, and it tracks absolutely bullet straight. The suspension goes about its business utterly silently. Again, likewise, there's just no detectable wear in the suspension at all. Normally you might get a little bit of chatter from the anti-roll bar links on some cars, but this, apart from, obviously you can hear the odd bump when you go over one, but there's no resonance, there's no aftershocks. It's the whole car has an absolute tightness about it. I can, as much as I reasonably can, guarantee anybody that came to drive this car would be utterly thrilled by how it drove. It is a beautiful example of what, in my opinion, is one of Honda's very, very finest cars. On to come some of the more onto the controls. Looking at the dashboard now, no warning lights on the car at all, obviously. If there was anything there, I'd tell you. Lovely, clear, very simple dashboard, beautifully manufactured. All the information, nice big bold speedo directly in front, normal rev counter to the left, and your other gauges for fuel and temperature on the right. Temperature is exactly where it should be, a third of the way up the gauge. On this car, you've also got auto lights and auto wipers. All the controls on the steering wheel are in really lovely order. It's like a high quality camcorder from the past. Every button you press is really high quality, and every button I've pressed on the dashboard thus far has worked absolutely perfectly, as I'd expect. Sat nav system, as you can see there, fully functional, works an absolute treat. Climate control, got lovely warm air coming out at the moment. Let's just turn the radio off a sec.
In terms of
radio, works perfectly. The climate control system, absolutely perfect. Really simple, nice, easy to use dashboard. It's in a sea of kind of overcomplicated cars, it's a really lovely place to sit and drive a car. The whole car itself just has that. We've had some very, very low mileage ones, and this drives perfectly. I simply cannot fault the drive of the car. I genuinely love these 2.4s, which brings me on to kind of my final thing, really. When you look at the 2.4 versus 2 litre argument, I think the 2.4 wins hands down every time. The 2 litre is a great engine. I'm not putting it down in any way, shape or form. But this 2.4 engine, in the real world of driving, not only does it deliver more refined performance than the 2 litre, because you're not having to work the engine so hard, but more pleasurable performance and actually better real world economy. Because the fact of the matter is, as I'm doing now, I'm changing up at around about 3,000 RPM. You can go higher if you want to, if you really want to push on. But the guts of the engine means you just don't have to work the engine even half as hard as the 2 litre version. I mean, this is 45 miles an hour, 6th gear, just under 2,000 revs, and it's comfortable. The engine will pull very sweetly from these revs, so you can be in nice high gears much earlier than in the 2 litre version. And yeah, got 43 to the gallon showing currently even now. So, it just makes it a more relaxing companion, in my personal opinion. The 2 litre engine, as I said, you just got to work the gearbox a bit harder. When you come to overtake, you may have to drop down an extra gear, so it's a bit more vocal in that respect. And obviously you put more wear and strain on the engine and the gearbox and the clutches. I mean, these 2.4s, we've had numerous of them back now where people have exchanged them for the newer models with well over 200,000 miles, and apart from stone chipping on the bonnet and a bit of wear on the bolsters getting in and out, mechanically you couldn't tell. I mean, they're an unbelievably strong engine. Just normal servicing once a year, and you know they'll look after you. Obviously, we're looking at an engine that's got a cam chain, so there's no belt service due on the vehicle, which is really lovely. And this is a road that I go along every single day back home, which is why I've done the video tonight, because it fits in quite nicely with leaving work. And it rides these roads absolutely brilliantly. It's a very, very, very comfortable car. But as I said, this one, you know, for the money being asked for it is, you know, it's a huge amount of car for the money. When you compare, you know, its natural competitors like, you know, Passat, Audi A4, BMW 3 Series, some C-Class models. You know, you've got pretty much everything on it as standard. You know, electric seats, heated seats, sat nav. You know, it's a huge specification car, which, you know, on the competitors they charge a small fortune for all those things. On top of which, you've got a reliability record which none of them come even close to matching. You know, this is a car that, you know, you should be able to buy, drive and service on a regular basis, and apart from that, not really touch, because we certainly don't. But what it also gives you, unlike some, you know, worthy cars, is a car that's got a real character about it. It's got a unbelievable solidity to the drive, but it's got a lovely engine that, you know, wants to be revved, sounds beautiful when it's pushed, has a refinement and a lack of vibration more akin to something like a 6-cylinder engine. It, you know, really is the total package. And I said in my previous videos for the 2.4s, I genuinely rank this in, you know, Honda's top 5 cars of all time. It's just it was the perfect package, perfect steering, brilliantly able chassis, lovely body control, but with a really amazing build quality to the car as well. What's hard to sort of get over in the video is just how well kept it's been inside. I mean, we haven't even valeted the car yet. It came in this morning and it'll be cleaned and prepared tomorrow morning, but the interior plastics are simply brilliant order. There's not a hint of a squeak or a buzz from the trim, even over horrible surfaces like this particular one here. It's, you know, genuinely a fabulously made car. And obviously I hope that the original adverts and the appraisal video, and obviously this test drive, as short as it is, can give you the reassurance you might need. If there's anything I could tell you about the car, I promise you I would. I'll pick up on anything if necessary. But if you come to see this particular example, you'll be absolutely delighted with it. So in that respect, I hope the video has been of use to you.